Have you ever held on to a secret so heavy, so life-altering, that it shaped your entire existence? Imagine living with that burden day in and day out on the open road. What if that secret wasn't just yours, but involved others in ways you could never have predicted? Today, we're diving deep into the incredible true story of an American trucker. A man whose quiet life on the highway masked a truth so profound it would eventually shatter everything he knew. For decades, this truck driver navigated the vast landscapes of the United States, mile after mile, city after city, through scorching deserts and freezing mountains. He was a silent sentinel of the American highway, witnessing countless sunrises and sunsets. But unlike other truckers who might simply carry cargo, he was carrying something far more precious and far more dangerous. It was a secret, a hidden piece of his past that he guarded with an intensity few could comprehend. You might think you've heard all kinds of trucker stories. Tales of breakdowns, of unexpected kindness, of harrowing close calls. But trust me, this is different. This isn't just another story from the road. This is a saga of enduring mystery, of profound choices, and of an eventual revelation that stunned everyone involved. Our protagonist, a man we'll call Frank for now, was a pillar of the trucking community. Respected, reliable, and seemingly unburdened. Yet beneath that calm exterior lay a turbulent ocean of unspoken truths. He had made a decision. Years ago, a choice born out of a moment of desperation, or perhaps out of love, that bound him to this secret. And he never spoke a word of it to anyone. Not to his closest friends, not to his family, not even to the fellow truck drivers he shared coffee with at truck stops across the country. What kind of secret could be so powerful and so all-consuming that it would shape a man's life for decades? Was it a crime? A hidden fortune? A lost love? The anticipation and the weight of what he knew must have been immense. Can you even begin to imagine that kind of pressure? To wake up every morning knowing you hold a piece of information that could fundamentally alter your world and the world of others. What would you do? Would you keep it buried forever? Or would you eventually let the truth see the light of day? This is more than just an individual's journey. It's a reflection of the human spirit, of the burdens we carry, and the incredible lengths we go to protect what we believe is right, or perhaps to hide what we believe is wrong. Frank's story isn't just about him. It's about the ripple effect of a single decision made long ago, and the explosive consequences when that decision finally came to light. Many American truckers live solitary lives. The road is their companion, their confidant. It provides a unique backdrop for untold stories. Stories of resilience, of unexpected encounters, and sometimes of deep personal sacrifice. Frank's narrative fits right into that fabric. His rig in his truck was more than just a vehicle. It was a vault, a mobile sanctuary for a secret that had no business being kept. And then, one day, after years and years of silent journeys, the dam broke. An unexpected event, a chance encounter, a twist of fate. Something triggered the inevitable. The secret that Frank had meticulously guarded, that he had driven thousands upon thousands of miles to keep hidden, was finally revealed. And when it was, it sent shockwaves far beyond the quiet cab of his truck. You might be thinking you know where this is going. Perhaps a typical tale of redemption, or a simple twist of fate. But trust me, you don't. The way this story unfolds, the ultimate conclusion to Frank's decades-long silence, is something truly unbelievable. It's a testament to the unpredictable nature of life and the profound impact of truth when it finally emerges. So get ready to buckle up, because what you are about to discover about this trucker and the secret he kept will leave you absolutely speechless. The reveal is closer than you think. You've just glimpsed the surface of a truly remarkable journey. A journey filled with silent miles and a secret that defied time. And as we prepare to unravel the full impact of Frank's hidden truth, I have to ask you, Has there ever been a moment in your life where you felt the immense weight of a secret? Perhaps one you kept, or one that was revealed to you. What was that like? If this story so far resonates with you, if it stirs something within your heart, or ignites your curiosity, then please take a moment right now to leave a comment below. Share your thoughts, your feelings, or even a similar experience if you're comfortable. Your participation here, your voice in this community, is what truly breathes life into these emotional American trucker stories. It helps us connect. It helps us understand the shared human experience that binds us all, even across vast distances and the lonely highways of America. And if you're finding yourself captivated by this narrative, if you believe that these tales of resilience and revelation from the road deserve to be heard by more people, then please consider giving this video a like. It's a small gesture, but it makes a huge difference, signaling to YouTube that this content matters. And if you want to ensure you never miss another incredible journey, another untold story from the heart of the trucking world, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. Your support allows us to continue bringing these powerful human dramas to light, to explore the lives of these often unsung heroes of the road, and to share their life-changing moments with a wider audience. So join our growing community of truth seekers and story lovers as we delve deeper into Frank's secret, a secret so profound it changed everything. The revelation is only just beginning. And so, our journey into Frank's past truly begins. Imagine a young man, barely out of his teens, stepping into the behemoth that would become his second home. This wasn't just a job for Frank. It was a calling, a vast canvas of asphalt stretching into the horizon, offering freedom, solitude, and perhaps a chance to outrun something. He quickly became the kind of truck driver you'd find anywhere on the American highway, reliable, hardworking, a silent pillar of the supply chain. Yet, even then, a seed of something different, a truth hidden deep within him, was beginning to sprout. Frank's early years on the road were marked by the typical rhythm of a trucker's life. Long hauls, greasy spoon diners, the camaraderie of fellow drivers during brief stops, and the endless hum of the engine as miles melted away. He saw the vastness of this country, the quiet beauty of rural towns, the bustling energy of major cities. He experienced the loneliness that comes with the territory, but also the profound sense of independence. These experiences shaped his mentalite, forging him into a man of quiet strength and deep observation. He learned to read the road, to anticipate danger, and to trust his instincts. Little did anyone know, these very instincts would be put to the ultimate test in a way that would define his entire existence. His truck wasn't just a means of transport. It was his sanctuary, his confessional, the only place where he truly felt unburdened, or so it seemed. The cab, a small world unto itself, became a silent witness to his thoughts, his worries, and the secret he carried. It was within those metal walls, traversing countless interstates and dusty backroads, that the weight of his hidden knowledge would often press down on him. Yet he pushed through, mile after mile, year after year, building a reputation as a dependable American trucker, all while living a dual life. Now, I want to go even deeper into this subject. Think about the choices we make, the decisions that alter our paths in unforeseen ways. For Frank, one particular moment stood out, a turning point that sealed his fate and bound him to this profound secret. It wasn't a grand, dramatic event you'd see in movies. It was subtle, almost imperceptible to an outsider, but to Frank, it was a seismic shift. This was a crossroads in his journey, a moment where he chose a path that led him to conceal something fundamental about himself, or perhaps about someone else. The impact of that single choice would echo through decades of his life, influencing every relationship, every friendship, every solitary moment on the road. He wasn't trying to deceive anyone actively. It was more about protection, a deeply personal conviction that revealing this truth would cause more harm than good. This wasn't a story of malice, but one of complex human emotion, of difficult circumstances, and the lengths one person would go to preserve a certain order, even if it meant living with a lie. His life became a carefully constructed facade, a series of routines and habits designed to keep the hidden truth buried beneath the surface. He mastered the art of deflection, the subtle redirection of conversations, ensuring no one ever got too close to the heart of his secret. The bastidors, the behind-the-scenes reality of his life, was a constant performance. Every interaction, every word exchanged, every shared laugh was filtered through the lens of what he couldn't reveal. Can you imagine the emotional toll of such a burden? The constant vigilance, the fear of an accidental slip, a revealing glance. It's a kind of quiet heroism in its own way, a testament to Frank's unwavering commitment to his chosen path, whatever that path entailed. As years turned into decades, the secret became almost a part of him, intertwined with his very identity. It shaped his interactions, his views on trust, and his understanding of human nature. He saw the world through a different lens, perhaps, a more guarded one, always aware of the delicate balance between what is known and what remains concealed. This wasn't about a fleeting moment of bad judgment. This was about a sustained, conscious effort to live with a truth that simply couldn't be exposed. But as with all things hidden, the universe has a way of nudging towards revelations. The very nature of a secret is its eventual desire to be free to breathe. And for Frank, the open road, which had been his sanctuary for so long, would eventually become the very stage upon which his deepest truth would be unveiled. The winds of change were beginning to blow, not just across the American highways, but through Frank's meticulously constructed world. The silence was about to be broken. If you're feeling the weight of this unfolding story, comment below. This journey feels real. As the miles piled up on Frank's odometer, so did the weight of his unshared truth. He perfected the art of blending and becoming just another face in the sea of truckers traversing the vast American highway. His routine was his armor, a shield against any probing questions, any curious glances. Wake up before dawn, coffee at a roadside diner, inspect the rig, hit the road. Endless hours of asphalt stretching before him, the hypnotic hum of the diesel engine, the changing landscapes from the deserts of Arizona to the green forests of Oregon. Each mile was a distraction, a momentary escape from the truth he carried. What exactly was this secret? Was it a dark chapter from his past, a mistake he deeply regretted? Or was it something entirely different, something he was protecting? A burden he willingly took on for someone else. This isn't a simple story of guilt. It's far more nuanced, a tapestry woven with threads of sacrifice, love, and a profound sense of responsibility. He learned to compartmentalize his life. There was the public Frank, the reliable truck driver, the friendly face at the counter. And then there was the private Frank, the man haunted by a hidden reality, constantly calculating the risks of exposure. Imagine the solitude of a trucker's life. Days turning into weeks, weeks into months, spent mostly alone with your thoughts. For Frank, those thoughts were often dominated by the sheer magnitude of his secret. Every sunset he watched paint the sky, every starlit night in a desolate rest stop, brought with it a renewed awareness of his unique burden. It wasn't just a matter of keeping quiet. It was an entire mental transformation, adapting his very being to accommodate this immense weight. He developed an acute sense of awareness, a radar for anything that might hint at his concealed reality. His interactions, though cordial, rarely delved deep. He was polite, sometimes even witty, but always kept a certain distance. This wasn't because he disliked people. It was a self-preservation mechanism, a way to ensure no one accidentally stumbled upon the truth hidden within him. This level of sustained caution, this constant vigilance, demands an incredible amount of inner strength. It's a testament to his resolve, his unwavering commitment to his decisions, no matter the personal cost. The impact of this hidden life extended beyond just his personal well-being. It subtly shaped his relationships, perhaps preventing truly deep bonds from forming, as he always had to hold a part of himself back. The journey of an American trucker is often seen as one of freedom. But for Frank, it was also a gilded cage. He was free to roam, but enslaved by his own unspoken narrative. The vastness of the highways became a metaphor for the expanse of his secret, seemingly endless, always present, yet rarely seen by others. He drove through countless towns, each with its own stories, its own secrets, but none as deeply personal as his own. Now I want to go even more profound into this subject. We're not talking about a fleeting impulse here. This was a sustained act of concealment, a deliberate choice, made daily, hourly. What drives a person to live like that? To carry such a significant part of themselves in utter silence for so long? Was it fear of judgment, fear of legal repercussions, or something far more emotionally complex? The bastidors, the unseen reality of his life, was a constant performance, meticulously managed to avoid any crack in the facade. Every phone call, every unexpected visit, every fleeting memory could be a potential threat to his carefully constructed peace. This part of his story is not about what he did, but about the incredible mental fortitude it took to live with what he knew. It's about the silent battles fought within his own mind, the constant internal negotiation between the desire for freedom and the perceived necessity of secrecy. The revelations that would eventually surface wouldn't just be about the secret itself, but about the profound transformation Frank underwent by carrying it for so long. He wasn't just a truck driver delivering goods. He was a keeper of secrets, a silent witness to his own unfolding destiny. And the question remains, what was so powerful, so earth-shattering, that it required such an immense personal sacrifice to keep it hidden? The answer is closer than you think. Write down in the comments. The silence is loud. The quiet hum of Frank's truck often masked the incessant whispers of his own mind, replaying the moment his life irrevocably changed. It wasn't a choice he sought, but rather a profound circumstance that found him, a moment on the American highway that twisted his path into an entirely new and complicated direction. Imagine a crossroads, not just of asphalt, but of destiny. For Frank, it was an ordinary day, like countless others, yet it held an extraordinary encounter. Was it a chance meeting with a stranger, a desperate plea for help that he couldn't ignore? Or perhaps something far more tangible, a mysterious item left behind, an object imbued with secrets that suddenly became his burden to bear? The specific details, the precise nature of this catalyst, remained locked away in his memory, a truth hidden from the world. He knew, with a certainty that chilled him to the bone, that exposing this revelation could unleash a torrent of consequences, not just for him, but for others whose lives might be inextricably linked to his truth hidden away. This wasn't about self-preservation in the selfish sense. It was about a deeper sense of responsibility, a silent oath he had taken, or perhaps one thrust upon him. The impact of such a disclosure could be devastating, ripping apart lives, shattering reputations, or even inviting danger into what was once a quiet existence. This awareness shaped every decision he made, every mile he drove, every word he uttered. His mental light evolved from that point forward. He became a master of stoicism, his face a mask of calm, his demeanor unchanging. The journey of an American trucker already demands resilience, but Frank's particular path required a strength born from deep emotional containment. He wasn't running from a crime he committed. He was safeguarding something so delicate, so potentially explosive, that he believed its concealment was the only viable option. This wasn't a casual secret. This was the kind of secret that binds you, that rewrites your internal narrative, turning your everyday life into a carefully orchestrated play where you're both the lead actor and the sole audience. Now I want to go even deeper into this subject. Consider the layers of this concealment. It wasn't just about not speaking. It was about living in a way that actively prevented the truth from surfacing. He might have altered his routes, changed his habits, even made sacrifices in his personal relationships to maintain this veil of secrecy. The bastidors of his life were a testament to this constant vigilance. Every glance, every question, every unexpected visitor could trigger a moment of panic, a rush of adrenaline as he navigated the tightrope of his double life. The solitude of the open road became both a blessing and a curse. It offered the privacy to harbor his secret, but also amplified the internal struggle, the constant echo of what he couldn't share. This was a transformation, not just of circumstance, but of character. Frank, the everyday truck driver, became a sentinel of a profound truth. He carried it with him through blazing summers and icy winters, through bustling cities and desolate stretches of highway. It was a silent companion, a heavy passenger in his cab, always there, always demanding his silent loyalty. The sheer force of will required to maintain such a long-term secret is almost unfathomable. It speaks to a deeply held conviction, a core belief that this hidden truth was better off remaining buried. What specific event on that vast network of American highways could have triggered such an immense burden? Was it a discovery in an abandoned vehicle, a witness to something horrific, or perhaps a desperate plea for help from someone he encountered? The clues are subtle, woven into the fabric of his solitary existence, hinted at in his guarded eyes. He knew that the impact of his secret would reverberate, creating ripples that could affect innocent lives, or perhaps even expose a vulnerability he couldn't afford to reveal. This was his burden, his silent pact with fate. The tension of this untold story continues to build, hinting at the powerful forces at play. If you're feeling the intensity of Frank's decision, comment below. Heavy burden. Frank's carefully constructed world, built on years of silence and calculated routine, felt as sturdy as his big rig. But even the strongest foundations can crack under the right pressure. After decades of guarding his truth, something shifted. It wasn't a choice he made, but an external force, a sudden and unexpected event that shattered his quiet existence. This was the turning point, the moment fate finally caught up to the truck driver who had so meticulously outrun it. Imagine a storm brewing, not just in the sky, but within the very fabric of his reality. What could be so powerful, so undeniable, that it would compel a man who had mastered the art of concealment to finally confront his past? Was it a chance encounter with someone from that forgotten chapter of his life? A piece of evidence surfacing, something long lost now found, or perhaps a desperate plea from someone whose own life depended on Frank's long-held revelations. The possibilities are endless, but the impact was singular and absolute. This wasn't a gradual erosion of his resolve. It was a sudden, sharp jolt, an undeniable force that pulled him out of the shadows. The American highway, once his refuge, suddenly felt like a stage where his hidden drama was about to unfold. He had faced countless challenges on the road. Fierce weather, mechanical failures, tight deadlines. But nothing compared to the emotional storm that now threatened to consume him. This was the ultimate test of his mentalite, pushing him to the absolute limits of his endurance. Now I want to go even deeper into this subject. This wasn't merely about revealing a secret. It was about Frank's entire transformation. The man who had walked through life with a certain detachment, always guarded, was now forced to engage with the very truth he had tried so hard to bury. Think about the internal struggle, the years of suppressing, of building walls. And then, in an instant, those walls began to crumble. This moment, this pivotal event, wasn't just about the secret itself, but about the profound shift within Frank, the reawakening of a part of him that had long been dormant. He had always been in control, or at least he thought he was. But this unforeseen circumstance snatched that control away, forcing his hand. It pushed him onto a new journey, one he had avoided for so long. The decisions he had made decades ago, the very reasons for his silence, were now being challenged in the most undeniable way. He couldn't hide anymore. The universe, or perhaps destiny, had decided it was time for his truth, hidden in plain sight, to finally emerge. The bastidors, the unseen operations of his life, were now laid bare. Every carefully constructed alibi, every subtle diversion, every silent sacrifice he had made to keep his secret safe was now irrelevant. This was a moment of reckoning, a direct confrontation with the consequences of his choices. The long, solitary miles on the American highway had given him time to think, to rehearse various scenarios in his mind, but nothing could have prepared him for the raw reality of this specific turning point. The tension mounted with every passing hour. He knew what he had to do. He knew the potential fallout, the chain reaction his revelation might set off. But for the first time in a very long time, he felt a sense of inevitability, a strange kind of peace in the face of the approaching storm. The burden of carrying the secret for so long had been immense. Now, the burden was shifting, moving from concealment to confrontation. And the world was about to witness something truly extraordinary unfold from the life of a seemingly ordinary truck driver. This pivotal moment would redefine not just his past, but his entire future. If you can feel the pressure building, comment below. The moment of truth. The air was thick with the scent of diesel and the drone of passing traffic. Typical afternoon at a truck stop off a busy American highway. Frank had just finished his lunch, probably thinking about the next leg of his journey, when it happened. It wasn't a grand spectacle, no flashing lights or dramatic confrontations. It was subtle, almost mundane, yet for Frank, it was the moment. His carefully constructed world began to unravel. A seemingly ordinary interaction, a casual observation, triggered a chain reaction that would bring his decades-long secret into the light. The unthinkable began to unfold. He wasn't alone in that. Cab, not truly. For years, there had been a silent presence, something he protected with a fierce, almost primal instinct. It wasn't a person in the conventional sense, not at first. It was an object, something small, easily overlooked, but imbued with immense significance. Perhaps a worn wooden box, tucked away beneath the sleeper berth, or a faded photograph, carefully hidden in a secret compartment. This object, a tangible link to his past, had been his constant companion, a silent testament to the truth hidden from the world. Now, I want to go even deeper into this subject. This wasn't merely about possessing an object. It was about the decisions that led him to acquire it, the circumstances surrounding its origins. This item wasn't just a memento. It was a key, unlocking a forgotten chapter, a silent witness to, a moment of profound impact that forever altered Frank's journey. The object itself held no power, but the story it represented, the burden it symbolized, was immense. It was a secret wrapped in an enigma, a revelation waiting to happen. The tension in the air wasn't just the exhaust fumes. It was the palpable shift in Frank's mentalite. His stoic demeanor, honed over years of solitude, began to falter. A flicker of anxiety in his eyes, a slight tremor in his hand. He knew this was it, the moment he had simultaneously dreaded and perhaps, deep down, longed for. The weight of his silence was about to be lifted, but at what cost? He had guarded this item, this piece of his bastidor's existence, with unwavering dedication. Every maintenance check, every cleaning of the cab, was an opportunity to ensure its continued concealment. The specific nature of this object, Its unique properties will be a crucial piece of this puzzle. Was it something of great monetary value, or something far more priceless, something with profound emotional resonance? Its existence alone was enough to force Frank's hand, pushing him towards a confrontation with his past that he had skillfully avoided for so long. The American highway, with its vast stretches and anonymous faces, had provided the perfect cover. But even the longest route eventually leads to a destination. And for Frank, that destination was the unearthing of his deepest secret. The sight of this object, brought into the light after so many years, would not just stun those who witnessed it. It would ignite a series of events that would unravel Frank's carefully constructed life. The transformation he was about to undergo wouldn't just be internal. It would be external, a complete shift in his reality. This wasn't just about the reveal. It was about the ripple effect, the lives it would touch, the truths it would expose. And as the first layer of his secret began to peel away, the true magnitude of what Frank had been protecting started to become clear. This was only the beginning of an unbelievable unraveling. If you're eager to know more about this object, comment below. What was it? The moment that seemingly innocuous object was brought into the light, a ripple of disbelief spread. For some, it was outright shock. How could this be? For others, it was a profound sense of awe, bordering on reverence. The unassuming truck driver, Frank, who had blended seamlessly into the backdrop of the American highway for so long, was suddenly at the epicenter of an emotional earthquake. His life, carefully constructed on layers of silence, was not just changing, it was undergoing a complete transformation. And the lives of those around him, people who thought they knew him, were also irrevocably altered. Imagine the look on their faces, the quiet gasps, the sudden intake of breath as the truth hidden from the world for so long began to surface. This wasn't just a simple confession. It was an unfolding drama, each piece of information adding another layer to the intricate tapestry of Frank's past. The air itself seemed to crackle with the weight of decades of unspoken words. The reactions varied wildly. Some felt a surge of empathy for the burden he had carried. Others felt a sense of betrayal, wondering why he had kept such a significant part of his journey concealed. But one thing was clear. No one remained untouched by the sheer impact of what was being revealed. Now, I want to go even deeper into this subject. This wasn't merely a revelation of facts. It was an emotional cascade. For Frank, it was a mixture of terror and an almost unbearable lightness. The constant vigilance, the burden on his mental light, was beginning to lift. But with that lightness came the raw exposure, the vulnerability of having his deepest secrets laid bare. His carefully guarded inner world, the bastidors of his existence, was now open for all to see. Think about the courage it took for him to finally allow this to happen, to step into the blinding light of truth after living so long in the shadows. The people connected to this secret, those whose lives were unknowingly tied to Frank's silent decisions, experienced their own profound shifts. For some, it brought unexpected joy, a reunion with something or someone they thought was lost forever. For others, it might have stirred up old wounds, questions that had long gone unanswered, demanding new understanding and reconciliation. This wasn't just Frank's story anymore. It had become a collective narrative, intertwining destinies in ways no one could have predicted. The American highway, which had been a symbol of Frank's isolation, now seemed to connect these disparate lives, drawing them together in the wake of his confession. Each mile he had driven was not just a physical distance covered, but a silent passage of time, bringing him closer to this inevitable moment. The revelation served as a mirror, reflecting not just Frank's character, but the very nature of secrets themselves and their power to shape lives, even from a hidden vantage point. The ripple effect was immediate and far-reaching. What seemed like a contained secret suddenly expanded, touching people and places Frank might not have even considered. This wasn't a quick resolution. This was the beginning of a new chapter, a complex process of understanding, forgiveness, and adaptation for everyone involved. The old Frank, the stoic truck driver with an unreadable expression, was gone. In his place was a man stripped bare, vulnerable, but perhaps, finally, free. The raw emotion in the air was palpable, a mixture of tears, embraces, and stunned silence. This unbelievable turn of events was far from over. If you're feeling the weight of these emotions, comment below, feeling the impact. The initial shock and raw emotion of Frank's revelation began to settle. But what unfolded next was perhaps even more astonishing. No one, not even Frank himself, could have predicted the sprawling ramifications of his long-held secret. The consequences that unraveled were far beyond anything anyone could have imagined, transforming not just his life, but impacting a web of individuals in ways previously inconceivable. Did this bring him the long-awaited redemption, a release from decades of silent burden, or did it merely usher in a new series of unforeseen challenges? The answers were as complex and winding as the American highways he traversed dots suddenly. The world that Frank had meticulously kept separate began to collide. People from his distant past, individuals whose existence he had carefully shielded from his present, were now drawn into the orbit of his truth. This wasn't a neat, tidy ending. It was a beginning, a chaotic and deeply emotional process of reconnection and discovery. His journey as a truck driver had always been about moving forward, but now the past was catching up, demanding its rightful place in his present. Now I want to go even deeper into the subject. Think about the ripple effect of a single monumental decision. Frank's choice all those years ago had not only shaped his mental life, but had quietly influenced the paths of others, unbeknownst to them. The unveiling of his truth hidden away was like dropping a stone into a still pond, and the ripples expanded, touching distant shores. Relationships that had been dormant for decades suddenly re-emerged, forcing difficult conversations, unexpected reunions, and in some cases, painful confrontations. This was a profound transformation for everyone involved, a re-evaluation of history, of trust, and of the very fabric of their understanding. The impact was multifaceted. For some, Frank's revelation brought closure, a missing piece of a puzzle they hadn't even known existed. It explained mysteries, healed old wounds, and offered a new perspective on past events. Imagine the relief, the sheer wonder of finally understanding something that had haunted you for years, all because an American trucker decided to break his silence. But for others, the truth brought discomfort, confusion, even anger. It challenged their pre-existing narratives, forcing them to reconsider everything they thought they knew. This wasn't a clean slate. It was a messy, human process of adjustment. Change in scenery, the shifts in location that defined Frank's trucking life, now mirrored the profound changes happening in his personal landscape. New faces entered his world, old faces reappeared, and the familiar rhythm of the road was replaced by the unpredictable beat of rediscovered connections. The bastidors, the behind-the-scenes reality of his secret life, was now fully exposed, revealing a story far richer and more intricate than anyone could have imagined. These revelations were not just about Frank, but about the interconnectedness of lives, the way one person's choices can echo through generations. This was a test of resilience, not just for Frank, but for everyone caught in the wake of his secret. It required immense courage to navigate these uncharted waters, to confront the emotional currents that surged forth. Would these unexpected consequences lead to a deeper sense of peace and belonging for Frank, or would they plunge him into an even more complex web of challenges? The initial shock was over. Now, the real work of integrating this massive truth hidden away into everyone's lives had to begin. And the next turn on this unbelievable, journey was still waiting. What do you think was the biggest challenge Frank faced after the secret came out? Comment below. The aftermath. The air hung heavy with anticipation as the dust settled on Frank's initial revelation. Lives had been shaken, emotions had run high. But what transpired next was the true testament to the unbelievable nature of this trucker's story. Because the ending, the final unraveling of that secret, held so tight for so long, was something no one, not even Frank, could have ever foreseen. This wasn't merely a conclusion. It was a stunning reviravolta, a twist that would redefine everything we thought we knew. Now, I want to go even deeper into this subject. You might be bracing yourself for a predictable outcome, perhaps a simple act of redemption or a neat tying up of loose ends. But life, especially on the American highway, rarely follows a straight path. What unfolded was a testament to the unforeseen consequences of long-held decisions and the profound impact of truth. Frank's mental light had prepared him for many challenges, but not for this. Imagine the collective gasp as the final piece of the puzzle fell into place. The secret wasn't just about an object or a past encounter. It was about something far more intertwined with the very fabric of identity. The hidden truth wasn't simply a burden. It was a profound connection, a bond that transcended time and expectation. This was the moment the bastidors were fully illuminated, revealing a narrative so intricate and emotionally charged that it defied all logic. The twist wasn't about what Frank had hidden, but about who he had been protecting all along. It turned out the core of his secret wasn't a flaw or a mistake, but an act of immense, quiet sacrifice. A selfless journey he had embarked on decades ago, the weight of which he had carried alone through countless miles. This revelation didn't just explain his past. It recontextualized his entire life, portraying him not as a man burdened by guilt, but as a hero in his own quiet way. The object he protected, the very catalyst for this unfolding drama, was not a symbol of regret, but a beacon of hope and a tangible link to a future he never thought he'd have. The raw emotion that erupted was unlike anything seen before. Tears of sorrow mixed with tears of overwhelming joy. It was a scene of catharsis, a release of decades of pent-up feeling. The transformation wasn't just about Frank's liberation, but about the profound healing it brought to others who had unknowingly been part of his silent narrative. His solitary life as an American trucker now made perfect, heartbreaking sense. Every mile had indeed been a silent vow, a commitment to protect this truth hidden away. And when it was finally revealed, the sheer magnitude of his selflessness left everyone in awe. It wasn't about what he gained. It was about what he gave, what he preserved, and the incredible lengths he went to ensure a certain outcome, no matter the personal cost. This final twist truly justified every moment of suspense, every question pondered. It elevated Frank's story from a simple secret to an epic tale of quiet heroism. The ramifications of this truth would echo long after the final credits rolled. What word best describes Frank's final act in this story? Comment below. Heroic or unexpected? Frank's extraordinary tale, culminating in an unbelievable revelation, leaves us with more than just a shocking twist. It reminds us that every single one of us, whether we're a truck driver crossing the country or simply navigating our daily lives, carries our own secrets. Some are small and insignificant, easily forgotten. Others are profound, shaping our every decision, our every interaction. But as Frank's journey on the American highway so powerfully demonstrates, the open road, or life itself, often has a unique, almost mystical way of coaxing those truths out into the open. His story is a vivid testament that life on the road is far more than just racking up miles, delivering cargo, or chasing deadlines. It's about the countless untold stories that unfold in the quiet solitude of the cab, the unexpected encounters. At desolate truck stops, the moments of profound human connection that emerge from the most unlikely circumstances. These are the narratives that truly mold who we are, shaping our mental light, forging our character in ways we might not even realize until much later. Frank's life was a testament to this, a living embodiment of the hidden depths within us. Now I want to go even deeper into this subject. Think about the impact of one person's silent sacrifice. Frank's decades of guarding his truth hidden away weren't just a personal burden. They were an act of profound, unwavering commitment, a silent dedication to a cause he believed in or to someone he cherished. This isn't just a story about a secret being revealed. It's about the transformation that comes from facing your past, from embracing the inevitable revelations and the liberation that often accompanies such a profound release. It shows us that even in the most solitary of professions, profound human dramas are constantly unfolding, shaping lives in ways we seldom see from the outside. The bastidors, the behind-the-scenes reality of Frank's life, was filled with more depth and complexity than any casual observer could have imagined. His quiet demeanor, his preference for solitude, all made sense once the full picture was revealed. It wasn't about being aloof. It was about carrying a weight that demanded his utmost focus and discretion. His story serves as a powerful reminder that everyone has a narrative, a series of decisions and experiences that have shaped them, even if those stories remain hidden for years. And sometimes, it's the most ordinary people in the most ordinary settings who hold the most extraordinary secrets. This American trucker's tale isn't just a fascinating anecdote. It's a mirror reflecting our own capacity for resilience, for sacrifice, and for enduring hope. It challenges us to look beyond the surface, to consider the unseen burdens and the untold triumphs that define the people we encounter every day. The open road, with its endless possibilities and its capacity for unexpected encounters, becomes a metaphor for life itself, constantly presenting us with challenges and opportunities for profound revelations. Frank's journey teaches us that the greatest strength isn't always found in physical prowess or outward displays of courage. Sometimes it lies in the quiet endurance of a secret, in the steadfast commitment to a truth hidden deep within, until the time is right for it to emerge. And when it does, the impact can be absolutely breathtaking, reshaping not just one life, but a constellation of connected destinies. The emotional resonance of Frank's story will linger long after the final credits roll, a testament to the power of truth and the human spirit. What part of Frank's emotional journey resonated most with you? Comment below. Resonated with me. Frank's story, like so many untold stories from the American highway, reminds us that the human spirit is capable of incredible resilience and profound sacrifice. If this unbelievable journey resonated with you, if it made you think differently about the secrets we carry and the impact they have, then consider joining our community. We're dedicated to bringing you more of these emotional American trucker stories, tales of courage, transformation, and unexpected revelations that truly connect us. If you found value in Frank's experience, a simple like on this video helps us share these powerful messages with more people who need to hear them. And if you're still with me, if you've journeyed through every twist and turn of Frank's life, then please comment below. Still here for the truth. Your presence truly matters. Now, the journey doesn't end here. There's another story, just as compelling, waiting for you. You'll find a video right here that delves even deeper into the unexpected paths life takes. Click on it and let's continue this conversation together.